Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta say that Project Veritas has brought the meme cannons to the absolute forefront of the culture war. Take a look.
Are you Vanessa? Vanessa Gelman. I'm a reporter with Project Veritas.
Vanessa Gelman.
Guys, I really want you to see this. Look at the... Maybe we should do it in slow-mo. Look at the form. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the form. Let's do it at half speed. Look at the form here.
Vanessa Gelman. I'm a reporter with Project Veritas.
Vanessa.
Just running for her life. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Project Maydie. Absolutely amazing. This video coming out where Project Veritas is laying down the absolute memes of gold. Essentially, this is the woman, this is the director of PFIZER that was caught lying in an email exchange where essentially she highlighted the fact that the particular vacuums from PFIZER are actually, the way they were tested was on fetal cells. So for a lot of people, for religious reasons and stuff like that, who don't feel comfortable doing that type of stuff, the fact that they were trying to hide that, that fetal cells were being used in order to actually create this thing. Well, that's just the type of transparency we've been talking about here across the CDC and the White House. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, absolute dumpster fire. You see what's going on. You go out to the gas station, high prices. You go to the stores, there's missing items. Everything is just absolutely insane right now, and you can probably take a look. This is a photo. This is a photo off the coast of California. This is Joe Biden's first ever boat parade, ladies and gentlemen. And honestly, it's taken a long time, ladies and gentlemen. It's taken a long time for him to actually get some support other than 4 or 5 people sitting out there while he grumbles in his deranged dementia. But again, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is what's happening. This is boots on ground. This is real. This is America. We have ships filled with products, filled with, God knows, what is it? Food, microchips, nickel, copper, lumber, all sorts of things. And they are sitting off the coast of the United States. They are creating the conditions that we are living through right now. The high gas prices, controlled. The high inflation, which is now being said not to be transitory, also a lie. And then on top of that, they're saying that you might not be able to get stuff for Christmas. I wonder why. Take a look, ladies and gentlemen. There's your evidence right there. Absolutely insane. As per usual, the Biden regime is absolutely failing on a catastrophic level. But we've been warning for a very, very long time. And again, it is now coming to fruition. But we are seeing an escalation in the culture war. Unfortunately, StevenCrowder has been banned from YouTube for making fun of the alphabet people, ladies and gentlemen. It is very, very much illegals nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, to go around and make fun of the alphabet people. The alphabet people that for 1 month, every year, all of the major corporations, major banks, multinational interests, all team up together in order to celebrate Pride. Now, for me personally, I was actually a big person on the fence about, jumping in with the conservatives because it really was, for a long time, had to deal with gay people and allowing them to marry and love each other and this, that, and the other. And that was a real sticking point for me. The right has come a long way in that aspect, while the left has gone full on crazy. They've gotten to the point where you are simply not allowed to talk about certain people. There are certain protected classes in America that you are no longer able to make jokes about. You're no longer able to talk about. You're no longer able. There's this increased censorship that is happening all across the world. Think about the things you're not allowed to talk about on YouTube. You're not allowed to talk about the election. You're not allowed to talk about any sort of vaccines and if they don't work or whatsoever. You're not allowed to talk about apparently the alphabet crew now too. And it's broadening. It's getting wider and wider and wider. And that's why I highly recommend, if you haven't already, go down below. I have links to Odyssey and I have links to Rumble. because this particular channel is not for the future. I know very much so that this particular channel most likely will be taken down. I've already gotten a warning on this particular channel months ago where I was highlighting what was going on January 6th. Most of that data and most of those videos that were shown on that day have been scrubbed from the internet. Google has been going on overdrive trying to hide what exactly happened on that day. So again, here we go. Trust and safety, right, ladies and gentlemen? It's for your safety. I really want you to think about this. These multi-billionaires that own these companies are telling you that you are too stupid to do your own research, that you are too stupid and too unsafe and too unwell, and it's just for your safety, guys. You're just tiny little preschool children that must be simply coerced and just moved in the direction that they want, because the moment that you turn away from that, the moment you turn away from the narrative that is being propagandized to you on a daily basis, you are the enemy of the people. And you probably see the ratcheting up. You know, it used to just be, oh my God, you guys are such Trump tards. Oh my God, oh, the Republicans. Now they are actively calling us domestic terrorists. They are increasing the language, right? And I really want you to think about the war on terror and how it's coming home to us. It's increasing over and over and over again. One more step, one more step, one more step, one more step. And they do it very gradually. Because when you're slipping into totalitarianism, if they did it all at once, there would be such a giant blowback, which is why you're seeing all of the people standing up against these mandates all across America. And whether or not you have the vacuum or you don't, if there is someone in your company that is going to get fired because of this, you must stand in unity with that person. You must say that this is not right. And honestly, it doesn't make sense, because what what you should really be measuring is whether or not that person actually has the virus. You shouldn't be measuring whether or not they are vacuumed, because even if you're vacuumed, you can still get the virus. The CDC has already acknowledged this. You know, quite frankly, this particular episode could just get yeeted off the net, even though I'm literally citing the CDC. On top of that, you see Instagram, Facebook, you know, like basically every major tech company going out there and censoring peer-reviewed studies that are posted in scientific journals. A recent trans story came out showing that men, crazy, I know this is a shocker, guys, but men are stronger than women. The top elite men of the world are stronger than the top elite woman. I know, guys. It's crazy. Or is it Wimixon? Or is it birthing person? Or is it people with periods? Like, who knows, guys? They're just, no matter what you say in this postmodern world, there is a way that they will attack you, whether you use the right pronouns or whether you don't, because it's always changing. It's fluid, guys. It's fluid language. There's no meaning in anything. Nothing means nothing, which is why communism is so apparent to them. It is why they grasp onto it, because they want everyone to be equally suffering. They want everyone to be equally poor. They want everyone to be equally impoverished. That's why they lean into this type of stuff, because they hate the idea of meritocracy. They hate the idea that some people are better at things than others. So this is what we're dealing with, guys. Absolute madness. Just to go into this is from the StevenCrowder and his website. After supposedly violating one of YouTube's ever-changing and often opaque policies, Steven explains how ridiculous this situation actually is. We got a hard strike from YouTube. Here's the crazy thing. It's not a strike against the channel, to be clear. It's a strike against me, StevenCrowder. Not only can Steven not post on the channel to which YouTube applied the strike, but he also can't upload to any of his other channels, because that would be a bypass. So it's not punishment for the channel in my case. It's been very clearly communicated. No. You, the human, are not allowed on the platform, regardless of the channels that haven't violated the policy. I would argue it's a clear example of targeting wrongthink, which is exactly what it is. You should be able to make fun of whoever you want. I'm a radical in that if you're a Nazi and you want to go around and you want to spread propaganda and fill the internets and YouTube and Twitter and Facebook with all that crap, people should know who you are. Why are they silencing you? Let the people know who you are. Out yourself as an actual Nazi. But no, instead, what they do is they censor these people. They censor the radicals, and because they do not have an escape valve, because they do not have a way to release pressure, they don't have anyone out there to challenge their ideas, they get into these hive minds, they get into this groupthink, just like the leftists, and what do? They cause terror. Actual terror. Not internet scary words terror, but hey, I'm going to go hurt some people terror. Which is not what we want in the end game here. So, for those of you who haven't seen, another increase in escalation. Bannon faces criminal contempt charge after ignoring subpoena for Pelosi's January 6th committee. We are one step closer to civil war, ladies and gentlemen. Believe it or not, this is what happens in Soviet-style countries. This is what happened down in Brazil. This is what happened over in Russia. This is what happens over in Iran or Cuba. Whenever there's a politician that comes up, he simply targets his political enemies and then calls them out for corruption. When the reality is they themselves are the ones that are creating the conditions in which this is being executed. But they're blaming him for it. Former Trump campaign and White House chief strategist Steve Bannon is bracing for another round of criminal charges after refusing to participate in Nancy Pelosi's committee investigating the events of January 6th, storming of the Capitol. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this guy did not go inside the Capitol. All he did was set up a protest outside of the White House that he had gotten a license for to actually do it. And what ends up happening? He ends up getting pulled into all of this because they hated the fact that Donald Trump pardoned Steve Bannon. We're dealing with very, very evil people, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to understand that this type of attacks, it might start, with the groundswell at the leaders in the movement. But at the end of the day, they're coming for you. They're coming for you. They're coming for your family. They're coming for your loved ones. They're coming from anyone who dares to move away from the standard narrative, the standard propaganda that is consistently poured out by these evil cult-like corporate entities. And we must take them down. It's time to take the gloves off. We are fighting for our lives. We must fight. You know what? I thought about it today. I was having a rough time. I'm still working. Chaos is going on all around. I see it. I see the empty shelves. I see the people that are struggling, especially the poor people where a lot of their stuff is just increased in price and they can't buy as much as they used to. I see a lot of pain and I see a lot of suffering, and it really does hurt me. So when I say you have to fight like your life depends on it, I mean it, because it does. So I'm going to wrap this one up quick, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope you enjoyed this particular episode. This is just a rise of the totalitarian state. Step by step by step, until eventual all of our sovereignty, all of our liberty, all of our free thinking ability, our ability to debate ideas and challenge those in power will be completely stripped from us. Fight back, ladies and gentlemen. Hold the line. Allow the freedom flu to spread all across your veins, and power up with the Constitution, liberty, and justice. I'll see you guys in the next one. Project Maydie,